And welcome into the Week 10 reaction show, the Paul Farrington Show. Paul Farrington joined alongside Jack Weinberger, Andrew Keenan, Zach Bloomquist in studio, best executive producer in the business, and Robert Ziggy Ziegler off in Zoomland at the University of Virginia. Before we start, Ziggy, we understand there was a UVA shooting last night. Ziggy, you're down there. We're glad you're safe. We're very happy you're safe. And it seems like that situation is now under control with, again, some pretty horrible stories down there. You wanted to say something real quick.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, it's a real tough time at the University of Virginia. 3 students were killed, all of whom are football players. A 4th's in critical condition. Keep us in your thoughts and prayers. It's a tough time out here right now.
Yep, and so our thoughts and prayers are with you, all the families and the football players down there. Horrible situation. So we just wanted to address that real quick because we know that we always talk about Ziggy being at UVA and how great of a school that is, how great of a university. So yeah, tragic what's happening right now, but just want to get that out there, and we can move on to some happier times.
Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings, a great Week 10 for us. All our teams won here. You know, the Jets on a bye, I consider it a happy time for Jets fans, especially
the Bills lost. That's basically
the Bills lost, the Jets win. The Vikings is a thriller. The Steelers,
I'll be waving that around.
Terrible towels are flying. Kenny Pickett with the big win. The Dolphins look phenomenal. Michael's walking in the studio right now, grittying the Giants. Everyone around here, their teams are winning.
Happy times.
And look over there at the wall of fans. I do have to apologize. I really have to apologize to Max, who sent us a picture. I printed out a bunch of them, and they just...
that's horrible.
Either I forgot or they forgot to print it. I'm pretty sure it was me. We're gonna have to get a blow up of Max for the next one.
Max will be on here shortly enough.
It's really my fault because I did it with the intention of getting Max on the wall. But some great new additions. We have a bunch of great people up there right now.
Andrew with the shades, he joined me today.
Yeah,
this is strictly. This is useful for me.
Saturday night.
As you saw,
Andrew was a scene on Saturday.
No, I was not a scene.
He was a scene.
No, I was not a scene.
A scene.
I was on autopilot, but I wasn't a scene. You saw how much the Mississippi. I was on autopilot. You saw the Mississippi State, how much it meant to me with that aggression, and they lost.
We were ringing the cowbells.
Yeah,
we needed the beer after they lost that game.
I tried to drink my sorrows away.
Ziggy.
And if you don't know, Jack's mentioned it before. There's beaming light in her eyes. Without this, I don't know how much I would have made it without the glasses. But
Ziggy,
I'm okay.
Andrew was arguably 40 drinks in, ringing the cowbell like an absolute lunatic on Saturday night.
It was a thing to see. It was incredible.
It was a sight. It was a sight. But I guess that's what happens when you get older. You start to have these 2-3 day hangover. I mean, you're pushing a 48 hour.
Hangover is an excessive word. Yesterday, obviously, yeah, but now I'm just tired because look, we were up until what, 2 in the morning.
We chased with Utah minus 23 at 11 p.m.
Oh, did you? Did that hit?
Yeah, of course it hit. We don't lose 2 bets in a row on my couch.
So listen, I'm fine. The wallet's great. I was a little upset. And Jack can admit, I do with this podcast. Okay. What I did, again, we can transition this nicely right into the Vikings. When I'm in your camp, I go all out. I'm not a 1 foot in, 1 foot out guy. I'm an all-in guy.
I loved it.
Yeah, I'm an all-in guy.
Loved every second of it. It was a fun time.
Ziggy, do me a quick favor and just put yourself a little bit more in picture. That's perfect.
Live production. It's live production right there.
But Andrew, speaking of all-in, I really want to start with this Vikings-Bills game. And it's
Team of Destiny.
Throughout the entire year, I've been really hesitant to jump on board because I don't want to get hurt again. I've seen this story year after year. The Vikings, they lead you on, and then they get to that big game and they disappoint. And I know it's coming. But I'm watching this team on Sunday, down 17 in Buffalo, one of the toughest places to win, as we've said. And all of a sudden, you start seeing that grit, that perseverance, that heart. There's character there. There's swagger with this team. And I'm sitting on my couch going, who am I to sit here saying why I'm not buying in, that we're going to lose the big game? So with Kevin O'Connell, Justin Jefferson, all those guys playing their best football of the year right now, guys, I am all in. I am all in. Skull! 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 You gotta be. It's gonna take a team effort to get this done. It's been 60 years of misery.
This is a Super Bowl team, I'm telling you.
You have to keep that on for the rest of the show.
I have to be here the rest of the show. You cannot win a Super Bowl without everyone being all in. You need to believe. And right now, guys, I'm believing in the Minnesota Vikings.
Not that I don't believe, but can I just get an apology? I know this is your moment, but When the Jets came back and had their fluky wins, you said all luck. Now you know on the other side, it takes a lot to win a 60-minute football game. You play to the whistle.
Winning is hard.
Thank you.
Winning
That's
is
what I just
hard.
want to hear.
I saw the score.
I got to hear Ziggy.
I saw the score at 27-10 late in the third in Buffalo. And I'm thinking most teams in this situation lose the game by 30 points because they roll over and die. What I saw this team
Not
do,
the Vikings.
What I saw this team do in the fourth quarter, I texted the chat. I'm like, Team of Destiny. Team of Destiny. I saw the same thing with the Phillies. This team's going to the Super Bowl.
Also,
and the Bills cheated. The Bills cheated. They put 12 men on the
some of
field.
those
They
calls
got
were
BS
unbelievable.
calls.
The Gabriel Davis catch, the 12 men on the
this
field.
is what happens. So you learn.
Ridiculous.
You're starting to learn now. In this AFC East, they cheat for these teams. Allen faces the NFL. Patriots cheat. They cheat for them, and it's okay.
I mean, we realize it's a 4th and 15, and Jefferson
18,
catches a ball like this. Josh, I mean,
with a defender, two hands.
This never happens. You don't fumble the snap. You just one quarterback sneak, it's over.
Yeah, you do it a million
And they
times.
fumbled it and recovered a touchdown. And at that very moment, I'm like, this team will play in the Super Bowl.
Oh, the Jefferson catch, I just want to talk about that for a second.
They're going to win in Philadelphia in the playoffs, I'm telling you right now.
See, that's where they get you. That's where they get you.
Well, this is the exact opposite of what you've said. Like, you say, oh, they play so great, and then you...
I've never seen the Vikings team like this.
I feel like this team plays horrible, and then they somehow win every game.
Oh, it's like we said earlier, it's the anti-Vikings.
Yeah,
last year, the Vikings would do the exact opposite, and this year you see them down 10 in the fourth quarter. All of a sudden, they hit the game.
No, the usual
they hit
Vikings
the play.
Are up by 10 and blow it.
Yeah.
Or like the same crap. Cousins will sneak and fumble. The Bills will recover.
He did have the worst pick ever. I don't know what he was looking at.
No.
Do you remember that was terrible.
Do you guys remember?
If Zach Wilson did that, you would be on this show saying this guy can't play in the
Remember
NFL.
Georgetown, North Carolina? Was it Georgetown, North Carolina when he threw the ball away? The point guard. Do you know that really famous NCAA play?
Oh yeah. I don't know what. I can't
remember what his name was. But that's what it reminded. I think Cousins just thought Jefferson was the Bills player.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell.
It had to have been that. But the Jefferson catch, it reminded me a lot of the David Tyree catch, actually. Not in the, obviously no helmet involved or anything, but when you're watching the replay, the catch happens and you're like, oh, there's no way that ball doesn't hit the ground. And right as the tip's about to touch, all of a sudden you see, wait a second, like what is keeping that up? And I think the Bills guy was actually keeping it up a little bit with Jefferson. But that catch was just unbelievable.
We did also.
It's one of those. It's just fate, right? It's one of those catches that he could not help but catch.
That's what I'm saying. This team is fate.
When he came down with that and then the fumble, I mean, guys, I wish you could have seen the scene in my house.
You should have seen my father.
Your father?
Oh, yeah. If the Jets had done that.
No, jubilation. And did you hear Vikings players after they recovered the fumble? It was funny listening back to it. Like, that's game. We were a long ways from being over.
Oh, well, I knew there was 100. And listen,
you knew. They almost won.
This is also a
special
touchdown season, and again, I hate to take it. This is the Jets rival. They need them to lose. This is typical. I watch all day. I'll watch oh my god, the Jets might something might break their way. Oh, Josh Allen 90-yard touchdown, and the Jets are going down.
They were on the 10-yard line with 5 seconds left. I think I would have ran a play to the end zone.
When there was still 40 seconds left, I could have sworn they were tying the game.
Yeah, 100%.
They almost.
But look, that ball was a draw from Gabe Davis.
Oh,
he didn't
100%.
catch that ball.
I don't know how you don't stop the clock and the clock. I don't know how you don't stop and look at that.
Me
play.
neither. I mean, look, we got a text from a certain someone saying, "Okay,
oh yeah,
no way,
no. Yes, we did.
Yes.
He said, okay, Kirk is actually back. It's November and he stinks.
Oh,
he said Kirk is ass, and yeah. I kid you not.
So he responded.
No, it was 27. It was 27-10 in the third.
Yeah, and he said,
okay, Kirk is actually back now.
So the Bills finished their drive.
It's unreal, though. Yeah.
The Bills finished their drive, then Dalvin Cook has a touchdown, and after that, Kirk was sensational. Unbelievable. I had someone for the volume do a podcast after the game, and he goes, I was sitting there writing notes on Kirk Cousins, saying how he can't deliver in big games, how he folds under pressure. He goes, and then all of a sudden, in the third quarter, at the end of the third quarter, he goes,
something just happened.
It's like the switch flipped. And I was saying that, I was going, it's the Rotundo jinx. I mean, Michael has gifted us 2 wins.
The fact that it's in Buffalo down by 17 and they come back.
My dad's friend was over. We're all watching the game. And I said, oh my God, we're going to win. And he's like, what are you talking about?
Paul responds, thank you.
Yeah, I wrote thank you. And I told everyone in the room, I was like, Michael just said,
they're down by 17.
Michael just said Vikings are dead, essentially. Like, we're going to win. He's like, what are you talking about? I rattled off all the games Michael's jinxed before. And I mean, you just knew.
Paul responded, thank you, and Paul, I don't know, and the 17 points in the third in Buffalo.
At some point, you have to question what's going on here with him.
In Buffalo, they come back and win the game.
I saw I looked back at the text to see the timing. It was a 20-minute difference.
Couldn't have been any better.
From when Mike said it
to when they were in the lead.
It was 20 minutes.
And they were down by 17 when he said it.
Yeah, that was a top 5 Viking game of the past 15 years.
No, that was better than the Saints.
I got the order. It's the Minneapolis Miracle, the Saints playoff game, the Cowboys with Favre in 09, and the 49ers Miracle game in 09. Then this one, those are the top 5 games. You can't convince me otherwise. That might have been one. That game was.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Well, it felt like a playoff game.
The Vikings-Bills game?
Yeah, ever in my life.
Oh, I was trying to do my job afterwards, and my mind was racing a million miles per hour.
That's insane.
Just a great game. Jefferson now 100+ yard receiving games. The most of any player's first 3 seasons. He still has 8 games left this year. I mean, we're watching.
How many yards does he have right now?
I don't know. I think he's still behind. He's still behind Tyreek, but he's like, I mean, we're seeing we're probably seeing the greatest start to a wide receiver's career.
I mean, he's the best in the league by far. Simon.
No, I mean, this is reminding me of
awesome.
when I watched Antonio Brown on the Steelers, throwing his directional.
Yeah, it's double team no matter what.
It doesn't matter.
You knew it was going to him on that last drive every single play, and they could not stop.
He catches every single ball.
Just to be clear, Paul. Just to be clear, it's the second greatest start. Jerry Rice's start was better, but that's the level he's at.
Yeah, it's crazy that we're talking about a guy being in the same level as Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice. Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson.
The one thing I do want to say is
George Pickens.
I'm loving what's going on with the Vikings right now. Still, there are concerns, of course. Like, this is a great win. A great win. You know what? Let's not even talk about concerns.
I don't want to hear it all. I do not want to hear it.
I'm in.
The Jets are 6-3, and I'm all in.
I want to talk Buffalo for a second.
You got to recognize a team of destiny when you see one.
Yeah, you know what? No negatives. Again, poly-optimism from now on.
You can be like him over there, 3-6.
When the Eagles lose to the Commanders tonight.
Oh, the Eagles are losing tonight. No, you got to be all in. You can't do this. We can't do this if not everyone is all in.
It's also
if you're 8-1 and you're not all in, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're not a fan. You're not a fan.
I know this podcast comes out tomorrow, Tuesday. Monday recording for Tuesday episode, but it's Devontae Smith's birthday tonight, and the last time he played in his birthday, he caught 2 touchdowns.
So I remember that actually.
He's plus 200 to score. So when our viewers watch this, Smith will have scored, and I'm giving a lock right now.
There you go. Well,
should I take it right now?
Oh, hop right on it.
Take it live.
Are you
on it?
I'm on it. Yeah.
Guys, there's one thing I want to hit on Buffalo before we go over to the Packers Cowboys game, is that watching Buffalo play, I was kind of, I didn't know if I wanted Josh Allen to play if I were a Bills fan, and he looked fine. Didn't really have too many injury concerns or anything like that during the game. But one thing that I would have taken away, I think he just plays a little too aggressively. I love when he lowers his shoulder, going for the goal line or in a playoff game. Of course, you need to be aggressive like that. But there were a lot of times in this game where he's coming up the middle and he's taking unnecessary hits from Eric Kendricks. He's going on his interception. He's taking some hard blocks. Like Josh Allen, I don't know if he values his body enough during the game, during regular season normal plays. And if I were a Bills fan, I'd be really concerned because you go nowhere. He gets hurt in case Keenan comes in. That's it. Like, he's the most important asset to this team, and his health is more valuable to Buffalo than anything. Am I wrong about that?
I mean, that's his game. Like, you can't take the whatever it is, that saying. What's it saying? You know what I'm trying to say? The dog out of the something. What is it? Regardless,
no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Again, the mind's not working great today, but he that's how he plays.
Working great.
If he doesn't play like that, I don't think he's Josh Allen.
Oh, look, as a Bills fan too, it would just hype me up way too much seeing this guy take on defenders, boom, 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 like with Big Ben.
I'm okay with him taking on defenders.
It's just too much.
It's just at the 50-yard line. Just slide at the 50. I'm okay if you're going for the goal line. Truck someone, but at the 50-yard line,
I want to lower my shoulder at a corner.
I don't. Ziggy, where do you come down?
It amps me up too much.
Well, here's how I think of it: is if Josh Allen plays conservatively during the season, he's not going to have the right instincts in the playoffs. Players like that who are competitive and just want to get every single yard they can, you can't turn it off, because once you turn it off and get guys second guessing themselves, you're never going to get that instinct back. It's unfortunate. It'll be better if that's how it worked for him, but it's not. So he really has no choice but to put his body on the line.
He's a big, strong dude, too.
See, I think he can. I think you can turn it up for a game, and I think you can know when to take the hit and when not to.
Yeah, it's one thing if it was like Michael Vick, like this, smaller, lanky guy, but it's Josh Allen's he's what is he, 6'6", 270?
Yeah, I agree. He's a big guy.
Did you see the
he can Josh Allen can take hits and give hits.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
He's huge.
He can take hits and give hits.
He's not Ben Roethlisberger.
All I know is if I were a Bills fan, I'd be so nervous when he
It's
takes
one thing
those.
if it's like Russ, who's smaller.
He's big. He's huge.
Josh Allen can take the hits.
No,
and
the
he can
perfect
give
thing
the
is
hits.
Zach Wilson. I know, like we talk, he's like in the preseason. What are you doing? Not getting out.
Right, like you're right. If a guy like Zach Wilson's running,
get
it's
out
like
of
get
the
out of
way.
bounds.
Yeah,
You're
get
right.
down.
That's what I'm talking. I'm just talking situationally. But yeah, Josh Allen.
Or even Lamar
did you see
Jackson.
Kirk Cousins? Did you see that Kirk Cousins lower his shoulder on the 5-yard line? I loved it, but I was also like, oh God, Kirk.
He's someone who's got to get out of bounds.
Kirk, just go down, man. Just go down.
Yeah, okay.
Just save yourself. Save the ball. Get down to the 5.
If we saw Kirk try to do what Josh Allen does, he's in a hospital bed.
Let's do a little Packers Cowboys. And, for the Vikings, I tend to think through the Vikings lens. And having the Cowboys lose is probably better. I don't know if you're talking about like seeding and stuff.
It really doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter too much. But I want the Packers dead. Like I want the Packers to lose every time they're on the football field. Doesn't matter what's going on. And I went no life in Green Bay. So to me, seeing them win and seeing the way they did it, and Aaron Rodgers is running up the field, pumping his fist, he's hyped up. I don't like that at all.
He could be the start of something.
I don't like that
Be the
at
start
all.
of something.
I look at their schedule and they still have the Eagles. They got Miami, Minnesota, at Chicago right now. It's always a tough place to play, even though Rodgers owns them. We've seen Rodgers do it a couple times with the relax, and then he had the one other time. So I'm not. Again, I don't want to count them out. I think they're done.
Well, the thing is, like,
but I want them dead. I want them dead.
I also think they're done, but the thing is with like some of these, lower teams right now, whatever, the Bucks, even though they're 500 now, the Bucks, Aaron Rodgers, I'm sure in the AFC, if you look down
The
at those
Rams
helmets,
are down there. I mean,
yeah, like these are teams that they look like they're done, but you don't want to face Aaron Rodgers as a 7 seed if you're a 2 seed.
oh yeah, no, the Vikings are the 2.
mean-
I don't want Rodgers at all.
Yeah, but Rodgers does have to get to the playoffs at 4-6. They're going to have to win almost all the rest of their games to be confident in a good spot. Because right now they're what? They're behind the Giants, Cowboys, 49ers, and then tied with the Cardinals and Falcons.
It's going to be really hard for them to catch. They're probably not going to catch the
Well,
Giants.
they also finally
or the
had someone who
Cowboys.
could catch the ball. The first game, this guy's been not really hurt, and he caught
Watson.
the ball. Yeah,
Yeah,
And I don't think he's great, but he again, what we've said on this show for weeks now is Aaron Rodgers is throwing to people who literally do not catch the football.
Again, what, 3 or 4 weeks
That's
ago?
not changing.
3 or 4 weeks ago,
Well-
we all thought Romeo Doubs was about to break out. None of these Packers receivers impressed me that much.
This game had a
It's a great game for Watson.
It had a feel to me as somebody who cashed the Packers plus 170 the money line. So I was
You're automatic.
happy at their comeback. He had a feel, Lambeau Field, they're playing for their lives, fighting for this was it. Like if they lost this game, they're dead and buried. They were down by 14 points. They didn't look great. It had that kind of magic playing at home. Rodgers does his thing. They come back late and
Kinda
they win.
owns the Cowboys
but
anyway.
But they still didn't. They didn't look all that good to me. Like, if I'm a fan of these other NFC teams, I'm not super concerned.
Okay.
Because I don't think the Packers are that good. It had that magic feel.
And that was my initial reaction too. Was maybe. Then you look at the way they played. You look at their schedule.
It's one thing if they had come out and
probably not
murdered
happening.
Dallas, looked very good, but they really didn't.
Yeah. Now in overtime, this has been the hot topic of the day. Dallas with the ball on the 35-yard line, 4th and 4. Mike McCarthy, instead of trotting out Brett Maher for a 52-yard attempt, decides to go for it. A lot of backlash for it. Most people think that he should have just, gone for the 3 points or attempted the 3 points. Andrew brought up a very good point earlier. He's like, 52-yard is a long field goal. But Cowboys fans aren't happy, and hindsight's 20/20. I think here on the Paul Farrington show, all of us, we got big balls here. We want to win the game. At the end of the day, you're trying to win games. I had no problem when he went for it. I really didn't.
On the road, in a loud environment, in overtime.
And who's on the other side?
And look, right, exactly. You have a Hall of Fame quarterback on the other side. 4th and 5. It's not like it's a 4th and 10 or 4th and 8.
4th and 4.
4th and 4. I'm going for that 100 times out of 100.
Also,
I liked the call.
I don't know if Ziggy, you with your magical fingers can look this up, but whatever, like, again, it's in Lambeau Field. I don't know what the conditions didn't look great. It wasn't like it's like, oh, we're in Miami or we're in a dome somewhere. We're like, all right, a 52-yarder. Like, okay. I'm telling you, in overtime with the fans and everything, go for it. If they get that, that's basically like, I feel confident we're winning the game. Even if we like settle for a field goal after that, it's kind of momentum like, I'm taking the control of my own destiny, all this type of stuff. Like I said before, that was the Jets and we were in Lambeau, 28-28. I'd be like, let's go get this game. So
you play to win the game.
I think it's
Yeah.
different if you're at home. If you're at home, take the points, play defense, the crowd's on your side. But the way that Green Bay had the momentum going into the overtime, Rodgers could have marched on the field and scored a touchdown either way.
Well, also, like, it wasn't like I know obviously it's a shorter field, but it wasn't like, they turned it over on their own 30 and, they just took one knee and kicked the field goal. Like, you saw the Packers offense got the ball and they immediately, how many yards was it? 45 yards on like the second play?
Yeah.
So again, that's also hindsight. Like, your defense wasn't stopping them in that situation.
But it was also, like, it's also, right. They didn't, like, it was a 52-yarder, which is kind of far. Like, no gimme. 4th and 4. But they also gave the ball back. Like, Green Bay, they could have stopped Green Bay. Like, it was 3rd and 2.
Ziggy, you looked like you wanted to say something there.
It's not like they went for their own territory.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say, I think Brett Maher said it best. He's like, look, there was a 20-mile-per-hour wind at my back. It was 20 degrees. I'm probably hitting this. But you got to win the game. Are we really giving it to Aaron Rodgers to win the game? You're like, no.
I think it was the right call.
And now maybe Brett,
hindsight's not 20/20. People like to say that. Hindsight is obscuring because it leads to results-based analysis where you just look at what happened and say, well, they should have done X. But no, the correct choice is obviously to go for it, because if your offense can't gain 4 yards there, say you kick the field goal, Packers are just going to get another one. Or if they don't, you're going to have to score. Like, there's just no way.
People are not going to be happy with this opinion. A lot of people are going to disagree.
It's not like he went for it on midfield.
I think most people agree with what we're saying.
Yeah, I'd probably say too.
There's just crybabies on Twitter that want to post stuff because they hate analytics.
If the Cowboys got the first down and won the game, every Cowboys going to be like, oh yeah, great call.
McCarthy's got balls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think it was the right move. Unfortunately, they didn't pick it up.
Now, their defense, too, I understand the other side of it, saying, hey.
Like, you let up 31 points, too. Like, that, again, I know it's such like a cliche thing to say, but that one play isn't the reason you lost the game. Like, you played a whole football game.
No, they weren't playing well, but the Dallas defense is really good. I understand why people would say, hey, go for the 3. Again, 20-mile-per-hour wind at your back. You're probably going to hit it, even though it is a long kick. But you got a great defense, and let's try and get a stop and win. I understand that, but in overtime, the whole time the Vikings had the ball in overtime against Buffalo, I'm saying finish the game. Finish this. If it's 4th and goal from the 5, I want to go for it and win the game. So
at that point, you played a full game. Defenses are tired. Like, you don't want to put your defense back on the field against one of the greatest ever.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Try to win the game. It's 4 yards. It's not like it's 10. I like the call. I really do.
One of the greatest ever. Maybe we're on our way to seeing one of the greatest coaches ever in Jeff Saturday, as the Colts knock off the Raiders.
I'd retire now.
In Oakland, or in Las Vegas. Wow. That's a slip of the tongue there.
Who cares? They stink wherever they are.
Jeff Saturday is just here to show all the tryhards in the NFL that being a head coach is just not that hard.
You know how many people are going to be all over you on that?
Well, you got like Joe Thomas going on like, oh, a good coach. They only see their kids once a week when they're driving them home from the game, and they never eat dinner with their family, and they sleep in the facility. And Jeff Saturday just like shows up and immediately wins the game with no
he's like in sweatpants. Yeah. Like, he was at Hebron, right? Is that what we said? Hebron Christian Academy in Georgia.
Yeah, they were 20-16. They were barely over 500.
And he just walks in.
I think at the end of the season we're going to look back at this game as an aberration.
I do too.
But I am cheering for Jeff Saturday so hard right now.
I also love that he was just like immediately. He was like, yeah, Sam Ehlinger. Like, the fact that you're even playing right now is a joke. Do you remember
Sam Ehlinger? I don't think was Reich's call. There's no way.
No, it must have been, or else they wouldn't have let Jeff Saturday put him in.
No, I think that it was the owner's call. I think that he's like, you're gonna play Ehlinger, and then got Reich fired, and then brought in this guy.
And then what? Jeff Saturday was just like, yeah, we're not playing him anymore.
Can't do that.
I think that's exactly what he did. Well,
I mean,
you have to keep in mind, Jim Irsay is a lunatic.
Fair. We talked about the Colts as if they were the worst team in the league with Sam Ehlinger. They were arguably the worst team in football.
No, they clearly were. It's not.
They were.
I mean, they played the Commanders game was close, but they were really, really bad. I
love the Commanders. You know this.
It helps.
You do.
It helps Jeff Saturday. I'm not taking anything away. That's incredible stuff. But the fact that he's playing the worst team in the league helped.
And again, it might be more of an indictment on how bad Josh McDaniels is. How embarrassing the past 3 games here for the Raiders. 24-0 loss to the Saints.
Which is hard. In the NFL getting shut down, it's hard.
Blow a 17-point lead to the Jaguars. And then you lose to a coach who, again, was last coaching at
No, you don't even have to call him a coach.
Academy.
You just lost to a Colts Ring of Honor player who just showed up.
Who just showed up to the game.
It's the same.
Did he even have a week? How long?
I think he had like 4 days.
He had 4 days?
Did you see the tweet? Right, he had a tweet. I don't know.
He
if
tweeted out like the Raiders look horrible right now, but there was from like
the Raiders are terrible.
Josh McDaniels. I remember when he was hired by Vegas. My
The
dad.
funniest thing is he didn't even delete it.
No, he didn't delete it. My dad called me after the McDaniels hire. He's like, I just don't. I know that the Patriots are successful, but he was ran out of Denver. He was ran out of Denver after a year and a half. I was talking with someone who was close to the situation. He was like, Denver, they didn't like him in Denver. It was just he didn't do well.
I mean,
and all of a sudden, this team now they're horrible.
It's the same roster as last year's playoff team,
Plus
Devontae Adams, and you're 2-7.
I don't know why they fired that Bisaccia.
What was his first name?
Joe. Was it, I think Joe?
Rich.
Producer.
Rich.
I know it was like one of
I
those
thought it
like
was
standard
Robbie, yeah.
4-letter names.
Right.
He was great.
And the team rallied around him. They love playing. This Raiders team, they look uninspired. And what I
You
think
know he'll be
about
back in New England though. That's the thing that I hate.
Oh, yeah,
he'll be
yeah.
back in New England next year. You know, calling plays again.
Go ahead, Ziggy.
Players tried to buy into McDaniels, right? You listen to what they were saying at the beginning of the year. They're like, yeah, we're okay with our longer meetings. We're okay with team employees just like going through every single social media post we make. Like, we're cool with all of that. We just want to play and win. And then now you can just tell it's a deflated team. But hey, don't worry, right? Because Dave Ziegler, the GM, and Josh McDaniels keep talking about how great they're doing. Mark Davis has said McDaniels is doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, what did he say? He said Rome's not built in a day.
Yeah, but what's he
He said Rome's not built in a day.
That's a ridiculous quote.
That's like the Josh Rosen is our guy quote.
Yeah.
Like, what is he supposed to say?
Here's what he said.
And then he'll be gone.
Said. This is the egregious quote.
Rome is
I like Josh. I think he's doing a fantastic job. That's why I hired him.
2-7.
Did an exhaustive search and found the person who is going to bring the Raiders to greatness.
Oh God!
And the Raiders were my dark horse.
Derek Carr was your
Super
MVP
Bowl
pick.
team, and Derek Carr's my dark horse MVP pick. Yeah.
The AFC West right now.
Well, could have this been out of that? Could have Davis been thinking, we hire this guy who we know is unfit to do the job. He's terrible. We get Devontae Adams thinking it's for Derek Carr, but we know this guy will screw it up. Then we have Bryce Young looking phenomenal in the black and silver, and we hire a real coach.
See, that's why we brought you on this show, Andrew.
Well, listen,
to think about things like this.
I'm just saying that Bryce Young would look good in a Raiders uniform.
He would.
He would look good.
He would look. I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it.
And you bring in a real coach.
I'm not high on Bryce in the NFL.
Oh, he's going to be amazing.
I was saying, thank God the Raiders traded their 2022 picks instead of a 2023 pick to the Packers. Because if the Packers had said, we want your 2023 pick, the Raiders would have sent it in an instant. And there is a strong chance that this pick is top 5.
Yeah, I mean 2-7
There's a
right now.
non-trivial chance this pick is number 1.
I would have been miserable if the Packers had the number 1 pick, but Bryce Young would be, he'd be good in Vegas. I'd like that. Calm guy, pretty cool under pressure.
I'm trying to think who's going to get the first pick.
You got to keep him out of the casinos.
Texans,
It's going to be either Houston or Las Vegas or Carolina, or if the Saints suck, the Eagles.
So CJ Stroud's going to be a Texan.
If the Eagles somehow get
Or
the first
Bryce.
pick, I mean, that's just ridiculous.
This Saints trade is going to set that franchise back. So can you just imagine, though, like wheel and deal Howie, like what he could get for the first overall pick? I don't even want to.
Well, he's going to trade it, I'd assume.
No, I know. That's what I mean.
It's going to be like the Dolphins, right? He's going to do exactly what the Dolphins did.
He turned the number 1 overall pick into like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Darius.
That's scary
That's
to think
exactly
about.
what the Dolphins did, except we had we took the what did we have, the fifth?
You had 5.
And then we moved back to the San Francisco's
No, 3. I think you had 3.
You had number 3 and you turned it into Chubb Waddle Hill, basically.
Which is just
You know what's happening
ridiculous.
in Vegas? I think McDaniels, Carr, Jacobs, Adams.
Oh no.
These guys are all going out late Saturday night to Caesar's Palace.
Oh yeah, they're in Vegas.
And they are but not only that, I think they're drinking, they're gambling late, and they're betting against themselves in the casinos.
Well, I'll be honest, Jack.
That is
I've got
all I can think of. It's like 2-7? Are you kidding me?
Listen, if my name's Devontae Adams and I just signed, like $150 million contract and I was living in Las Vegas.
If you
and
were
my
Devontae
team's-
Adams.
No, if anyone was
All the
Devontae
money would be
Adams.
gone.
Actually, if you follow my pick, it would probably doubled by now. But if I'm Devontae Adams, seriously, I'm not. This is not a joke. I'm 2-7. There's games where I don't get the ball for an entire half. I'm going out. I don't care. Friday, Saturday night to the casino. I'm sitting at the blackjack table, and I'll roll into the facility at 10 a.m. and just jog.
So a lot of people don't know this, but I'm actually related to Dave Ziegler. He is my uncle on my dad's side. And I've got an inside source. He told me that Devontae Adams actually quadrupled his signing bonus. He went to Vegas, put it all on the Jack Cap of the week.
I think it's true. I think it's true.
Free money.
Well, yeah, Devontae listens to the show.
He listens to our show.
You're looking at Devontae Adams right there.
Cap.
That's Devontae Adams right there on the wall.
Yeah, I mean, he's a long-time fan of the show.
And it makes sense. Dave Ziegler, Robert Ziegler.
I think going back to Josh McDaniels for a second, I look at McDaniels and the Raiders, the Chargers, the Broncos. I say this to Jack. They all brought in big names. Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson. You correctly predicted him not being good this year.
Well,
Russell Wilson. Real quick. Russell Wilson.
J.C. Jackson. He's not bad, or he's not bad.
No, he should
bad. Probably be benched.
He was benched at one point.
Yeah, he hurt. But what I was just going to say,
Russell Wilson and Devontae Adams, a bunch of big time names coming into the AFC West. And what were we talking about a couple months ago? Tyreek Hill and the Chiefs. They did nothing. Like they were losing in the arms race in the AFC. The big difference, though, is coaching. Like, look at Andy Reid runs laps around this. You have Brandon Staley, who has no idea what he's doing. Nathaniel Hackett, who might be even worse than that.
Mahomes and Kelsey.
And then Mahomes and Kelsey are great. They are great. But look at the talent on these teams.
Andy Reid has always brought elite offenses.
He does. And then the other one is McDaniels, who his players just don't even want to be there anymore. I think that there's such a big drop off from Reid to the other guys, and of course, Kelsey and Mahomes are a huge part of that. But when you combine that, it's not even close to when you look at the rest of the division.
The Chiefs' offense, people were worried they'd struggle about Tyreek Hill. Did not miss a beat. I mean, look, I probably shouldn't be saying this on the show, but I think this shows you that us pundits just have no idea what we're talking about. Like everyone thought
look at the go through the Raiders and the Chargers and the Broncos rosters and how are their offenses this bad? Broncos games are unwatchable.
They're the worst team I've ever seen.
It's
the
really
Broncos
tough to
and the
watch.
Raiders are arguably the two most miserable teams to watch in the NFL.
Yeah, I produce a Broncos show at this point.
If they could somehow score like 20 points a game, they might be Super Bowl favorites. That's how good their defense is.
The Broncos just scored 18 points in all of their games, they'd have one loss.
It is crucial to have a coach on the sidelines that his players like to play for, like to be around, has a good track record. And that's obviously the case with Andy Reid as opposed to none of these other guys in the AFC West.
I do want to talk about
Hackett's a moron.
Hackett's really bad.
These guys don't want to play for him.
No, and
how many times do I have to tell you guys that Nathaniel Hackett was not hired to be the coach of the Broncos before you believe me?
Ziggy's whole thing is, remember, with Rodgers.
Yeah,
he was hired to bring in Aaron Rodgers.
Just how many times though do we have to hire? Like I'm happy the Jets somehow didn't do this. Like how many times are we going to hire, or not we? Teams in the NFL are going to hire these like older, like weird white guys who are these offensive geniuses who look like they've never played a snap of football. Why do we keep doing this? And then they're like, oh, he's doesn't have the team buying in. Thank God the Jets hired Saleh, who looks like the players want to play for him, even if he might not be able to go up to the board and do these X's and O nonsense. Like, why am I not right that they keep doing this nonsense?
Well, the Vikings took O'Connell. He's a young guy. The Dolphins have McDaniels.
But I'm talking about old.
Yeah,
no. Older, I know. Like Hackett, McDaniels is kind of older now.
Not really.
I'm just thinking, how many of those hires actually work out? I'm thinking of three NFL
for the Bears.
Coaches.
Oh, he might have something going.
But he's not an offensive guru. Like, I'm thinking the guys like that in the NFL. I mean, who is there? There's like Mike McCarthy, who's fine.
I don't know. He's pretty bad.
Pete Carroll, who's pretty good. And like, that's kind of
we are trending towards younger and younger and younger.
Well, it's not, I'm just saying people, like, I don't know, maybe the ex-athlete, obviously not even close to an NFL level, but I'm saying you want to play for someone who, like...
Don't downplay yourself. Don't downplay
yourself. I could be a guy like Andy Reid who knows what it's like.
Yes, I either want someone who like has one established winner, or if we're gonna get like a new guy like Hackett, I need somebody who can fire guys up, like kind of like Rich Bisaccia, or I am probably mispronouncing.
Or like Sean McVay gets guys fired.
Sean, like stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I like with Zimmer again. Zimmer is one of the better coaches the Vikings have had. But towards the end of it, it was just like, all right, no one wants to be here right now. I want a guy who's running up and down the sidelines, throwing fist pumps up in the air.
Yeah. Like Kevin O'Connell got us Drip Cousins. Yeah, like what more do you need?
Ziggy, I was just thinking, it could wind up being one of the bigger what ifs of this season, depending on where the Vikings go. But remember how close they were to getting Jim Harbaugh just months ago?
Oh, thank goodness they did.
Like, I wonder what different direction the Viking season goes if they have Jim Harbaugh leading them. Look, maybe they're still really good. Who knows?
What the B reporters at the time said was the Vikings brought in Harbaugh and were just wildly unimpressed.
Yeah.
Like they brought him in and Harbaugh thought he had the job on lock, but the Vikings weren't so sure. And then they listened to him. There's like, this guy's not coaching NFL. Give us Kevin O'Connell.
But it was close. I mean, it was close.
I don't think we're ever it's going to be a long time before we see anything like the Mike Shanahan coaching tree. Because him and like all the people who were under him, right? Like that Shanahan McVay coaching tree, it's got 25% of the head coaches in the NFL. Most of them are pretty good.
I'm pretty sure Salah's underneath that. McDaniels is underneath that.
Breaking news.
Yeah, so you got what? You got Shanahan, McVay, Taylor, LaFleur, Saleh, Staley, McDaniel, and O'Connell. Like McDaniel's great. O'Connell's great. Saleh's pretty good.
Well, Saleh is no, I won't. He's not wrong, but Saleh is. It's him or Dable right now for Coach of the Year,
or O'Connell.
I guess O'Connell, but
or O'Connell.
There's so many Coach of the Year.
If these two teams continue the trajectory that they're on, the Vikings were supposed to be good.
Not this good. Not beating. We beat a fully healthy Josh Allen for the whole game. We weren't playing noodle arm Josh Allen.
I know.
No, okay.
I know that you.
Well, I mean, you kind of were.
I know. Wait, hold on. Zach has breaking news. He says. What?
Well, it's Cooper Kupp suffered a high ankle sprain. Doesn't look good. Could be out for the year.
Oh no.
Oh boy. I mean, that team is dead.
Yeah, I mean,
why would he play?
The Rams aren't bringing him back.
That team's dead.
But no, just to be clear, none of the names you listed are winning Coach of the Year. There's only one candidate who has any chance.
Josh McDaniels.
Is it the two?
Nick Sirianni.
Brian Dable.
Nick Sirianni.
I disagree. What are the odds? Can we get current odds?
Go like 15
let's get current odds on Coach of the Year.
I mean, coaching
current
in
odds, I
today's
guarantee
game,
you Sirianni's up head and shoulders above everyone else. I'd bet it's everyone else plus 1,000 or worse.
No way.
Coaching in today's game
it's going to be close to that.
Okay, do you have FanDuel?
Maybe Kevin O'Connell's kind of close.
Yeah, I got FanDuel.
I'll find it in a second.
I have it right here.
All right, what we got?
What is it?
Well, I can't. Oh, it's loading. Sirianni is minus.
Philly's got it close. We're only halfway through the year.
Sirianni is minus 135. O'Connell's plus 650. Dable and Saleh are at plus 800. And then it's a jump.
Yeah.
So I was not far off at all.
Well, listen, if the Jets go 11-6, he deserves Coach of the Year in my eyes.
I'm coaching right now in the NFL. I've always been more of a guy who's big on, the players you have. Obviously, I value that a little more. But coaching in the NFL is so big.
By the way, Jeff Saturday has better odds to win Coach of the Year than what the hell's his name?
Josh McDaniels?
Yeah,
Daniel Hackett.
But I'm just saying, if the Colts win out, this is not going to happen. But if the Colts win out, I'm voting for Jeff Saturday.
6-0 Philly.
Yeah, it's already 6-0.
Who's Devontae Smith?
I have no idea. I'm looking at
Horrible.
Because look at these coaches right now in the league now, with on paper better lesser rosters. Right, the Giants 7-2, great coach. Jets 6-3, Robert Saleh. And look at teams like the Cardinals, right? Supposed to be better. Talent on paper. Kingsbury's terrible.
Yeah, he's horrible.
Yeah, no.
He wasn't even good at Texas Tech. I don't know why they brought him in.
That's a great point.
You're seeing coaching in the NFL nowadays playing a much bigger role than in years past.
Well, maybe not, but maybe you're just seeing just how important it is.
I've always been definitely more of the player, on the player side.
Exactly. Oh, someone I actually forgot to mention, exactly my point is the Texans. Like you hired Lovie Smith.
No, he's horrible.
Haven't we had enough of him?
I mean, they hired Lovie Smith to get the #1 overall pick.
All right, so he better be fired.
Look, the other side of the coin, I think if Lovie Smith coached the Chiefs and Mahomes, they're still an AFC contender.
Yeah.
So that's the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, though, here's the people look at coaches and think about in-game decisions and stuff, and I totally get it. But you got to keep in mind the Chiefs had to completely reinvent their offense this year. You think Lovie Smith's doing that?
No.
Oh, baby.
I mean, if you have Mahomes, it helps.
I just got a big text.
Wait.
Big text. Tomorrow.
Breaking news.
No, not NFL related.
Is it trivia?
No. Tomorrow.
You got a date?
Taylor Swift tickets, pre-sale, powered by Ticketmaster, 10 a.m. I am verified and in line to get those for the concert in May. East Rutherford.
Oh, they're in the concerts tomorrow.
It'll be the biggest event in MetLife Stadium. Over the next few months.
Yeah, of course.
When is that? Oh, when is that?
Late May. I don't know if it's 26th, 7th. I mean, hey, Taylor Swift is great and better than Katy Perry.
No way.
Yes.
I'm not actually.
Mm-hmm. What type of debate? Are you dumb?
Firework.
Stop. Jack, stop.
TGIF.
This is the dumbest.
California girls.
No.
This is how we do.
You're just objectively wrong. What? You're just naming songs.
Also, these 5 songs you just named are better than any one of Taylor Swift songs.
That's so incorrect.
You're at a party, right? You're good mood, energetic.
If
who are you listening to?
Taylor Swift.
No.
You belong with me.
If 22 comes on, it's over.
All her songs are depressing about a breakup and a boy. Yes.
You guys remember that my middle school science project is in a Taylor Swift video, right?
What? Oh, yeah. This is true.
Taylor, you remember that video? Everything has changed with like Ed Sheeran and like the little kids.
No, but I'm gonna watch it now after this.
So it's in 2013. It was filmed at my middle school,
this.
Medea Creek, and we had this dumb project where we had to make atomic models, and like nobody, mine's terrible by the way, but like nobody had told me this.
What is terrible?
Or like anyone this, but they were filming the music video at the school, and it just so happened that they decided to film it in our classroom because they're like a class iguana or something. And in the corner, you can see, my name's not clearly on it, but you can see my atomic model middle school science projects in Taylor Swift music video.
Why weren't you in the classroom?
They filmed it on a weekend.
Ziggy, who do you like Taylor Swift better than Katy Perry?
I don't listen to either.
Taylor Swift is 10 times the artist Katy Perry is. 10 times.
Well, go look at the numbers. Numbers never lie.
I mean, I don't even need numbers. I can just listen to the songs. So.
I'm not arguing the majority of people think Taylor Swift's better, hence the numbers.
Katy Perry's very good. I'm not saying she's not good.
I enjoy Katy Perry's music much better than Taylor Swift.
We have a poor taste in music.
Maybe I do.
Listen, this isn't like, No,
it's okay. You're entitled.
This isn't, we'll put it in football terms. This isn't like, who would you rather have, Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, where, they're both great options. This is, would you rather have Patrick Mahomes or Justin Fields?
No, I disagree.
Yeah,
No. I think it's more of a Mahomes or Rodgers situation than a Mahomes or Fields situation.
No. Andrew, me and Jack were having this debate. I don't know. We were all by a fire pit one night.
Who you think who's better?
Yeah, this will be a short. We were debating this, like a year ago.
All I'm saying is Katy Perry is Peyton Hillis. She was really big for like 1 year, and then everyone immediately forgot about it.
Got on the cover of
Taylor Swift is
Tom Brady.
Yeah. No, but listen to this. I go out to Notre Dame and we
made
just
famous by someone else.
Katy Perry's not Peyton Hillis. Katy Perry's a Hall of Famer.
Last year in July, we were having this debate, and the first day I go over to the inside the garage guys, the Notre Dame players' houses. I'm just sitting there. We're trying to set up Wi-Fi one day, and I look over at Cam and Kyle, and I just go like, "Hey guys, who do you think's better, Katy Perry or Taylor Swift?" And they looked at me. They're like, "Dude, what are you even talking about?" Day one. This is one of the first things I said to them. They're like,
"And what'd they say?"
They really did. The correct answer was like, who's hotter? And I was like, oh, yeah. Like,
that answer's Katy Perry.
Wait, those are two very different.
Yeah, no. They were so stunned, though, that I asked music. They're like, who's hotter? And I was like, yeah, let's go with that.
I'll get us demonetizing it so we can't make money.
We're going to get copyright strike for this.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not one Swift song that I get more amped up for. Get it now. Nothing California girls. No. Oh, get out of here with that. No way.
Right? Boys, we're trying to make money here. We can't just be playing this stuff.
Shut up, producer Zach.
Hey,
we're having a debate out here, Zach.
It's for purposes of commentary.
Listen, I don't objectify women, but was not a question of who was more attractive.
No.
It's not. That's
you
not.
don't get to say I don't want to.
But we know the answer to that question.
That is not a sentence that will be said on this podcast.
We know the answer to that question, though.
Yeah, it's Katy Perry.
It's Katy Perry.
That's not even close.
It's not even close.
No.
We're not doing this.
Now, hey, do we have MVP odds real quick?
That's like...
I've got NFL MVP
That's Mahomes versus...
That's Mahomes versus Christian Hackenberg.
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, I mean, that's not even a debate.
Oh, you say you wanted MVP?
Yeah, can you give me the top five?
I'll tell you, Snoop Dogg's not in any of Taylor Swift songs for a reason.
All right, take it easy.
Let's get top five. Top five MVP guys right now, because Tua Tagovailoa is really impressing me. He is really impressive.
She was borderline.
Well, do we just all go through the top five and then call it a day?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I already know who mine is.
No. I want to hear the actual top five. Actually, this would be cool. Let's hear your top five, and then we'll compare it to the actual odds.
I don't even have a top five.
Okay, well, let's hear Andrew top five.
Pickett, Najee, Watt.
No, shut up. I didn't ask you, Jack. Andrew, top five.
Mahomes.
Try and be fair.
I am being fair. Mahomes.
How deep in the tank do you need to go?
No, well, I want to make sure. I want to make sure. These people are going to write this down, so I want to make sure that they know, and it's an educated. I don't want to just call it Mahomes.
Just say Josh
Allen.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson. Quinnen Williams. Sauce Gardner.
Okay, no. Who are the actual?
That's my.
Could there be a case for Sauce Gardner?
Yes.
No.
Ziggy,
who's the actual top five right now?
He's the best player on our team
by the odds.
Mahomes plus 140. Hurts plus 280.
Oh, Hurts, yeah.
Allen plus 500. Tua plus 700. Lamar plus 1,200. And then charging up the rear, you got Burrow 2,000, Cousins 2,500, Tyreek Hill 5,000.
Where's Justin Jefferson?
I would take Kirk over Burrow.
I mean, Sauce Gardner's a steal
Justin
at whatever
Jefferson
price
is
he's
plus
at.
8,000.
Plus
He's
8,000.
way behind Geno Smith.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, I'll put an amendment. Take out Lamar Jackson and put Geno 3 for me.
No,
Geno's not a terrible choice. He's not gonna win, but
I think
he'll
I
come
still
back
TJ
later
Watt
in
is
the year.
6.
I still see regression
If the
coming for
Steelers
Seattle.
win the North, where's TJ Watt?
They're not winning the North.
won.
The Dolphins.
He's won.
The
Well,
Dolphins.
Paul, this is my question. What is the MVP? Like, what is that award to you? Is that the best player in football or the most valuable player?
Oh, well, this isn't baseball. We're not doing this
Well,
discussion.
what do you mean? This is just an award in general. I'm talking about in any sport.
Look,
For me, if it's most valuable, I actually think it might be Watt is the favorite and then Sauce is second. They're 2-0 with
Because they're
him.
super valuable. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
We have not lost with TJ Watt.
and so
who's more valuable?
what? Can Watt win the award sitting out the entire season? Obviously, he's super valuable.
Well,
player.
exactly. Well, I'm saying if it was so now, so Sauce is 1 now. Without him, what are the Jets? 2-7 every week. You see the last play of the game, they're going at Sauce, Broncos, Bills, and that's a win. Those are wins.
This is a stupid
That's
conversation.
actually a fantastic point.
He knows I'm right.
Zach, I do want to
He's
say
not the best player in football.
right now.
No.
The game yesterday with the Dolphins,
That was Mahomes' win every
39-17
year.
win over the
Yeah.
Browns.
Or Travis Kelce.
What most impressed me about Tua yesterday is that this whole season we've all been talking about, we've really been gushing over Jaylen, Waddle, Tyreek Hill, saying how great these receivers are, which they are, and Tyreek's having an all-time season at the moment. But yesterday, Tua, he was great without having those guys really be on their A game, or they were taken away a lot by Cleveland. Waddle led the team with 66 yards. Tyreek had 44. But you saw Tua spreading the ball around. There were guys, I think your 2 first touchdowns were Alec Ingold and Trent Sherfield. Yep. Those are the guys who scored the touchdowns early on. Tua 25-32, 285, 3 touchdowns. They're 7-0 now with him. Like, this guy, he needs to be taken seriously as an MVP candidate and seriously as a top 10 quarterback in football. He really does. I've been super impressed, and I think this Dolphins team is a lock as the 3rd best team in the AFC at the moment.
I have a question. Why
Threatening too.
Why do the Buffalo Bills have better odds to win the Super Bowl than the Miami Dolphins do right now?
I think the
Because
Bills are
Josh
still
Allen
better.
is the best player. In
Yeah,
football.
despite the past 2 weeks.
I think the Bills with the best odds to win the Super Bowl is outrageous to me.
Well, you
I
think
mean,
Philly?
here's really the thing: is the Bills have
go
the better
Philly.
quarterback and the better defense.
I go
That's
Philly.
always going to be a winning formula.
By
If
the
you're
way,
just looking at projecting, give me the better quarterback.
actually, you could say your
better
thing
defense.
first, and I'm going to ask Ziggy a couple questions here.
I'd go Philly and the Chiefs, like hands down. If Buffalo's been rewarded, and this is their identity now, is being rewarded for losing close games to good teams.
It's tough. It's really tough for Buffalo because we were saying if they get the 1 seed, no one wants to go into that place in January. I think they would have rolled right through, and they've squandered that lead on the Chiefs. If they go into Arrowhead, I don't think they win there in the playoffs.
They're in line now for the same exact thing as last year, losing to Mahomes in the playoffs.
Yeah, and they can. Like we've
they're
seen them go in and win.
3rd place in the AFC East. Like Philly's
Crazy.
sitting undefeated in the NFC.
Crazy.
How do the Bills have better odds than Philly to win the Super Bowl?
By the
How does that make sense?
you want to give you a little quick stat here?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear it.
And this is Ziggy. Who was your? I just want to remind the viewers of your football intelligence. Who was your AFC pick last year?
Who was my AFC pick last
The
year?
Bengals.
The
Don't you
Bengals.
remember?
You were all over the Bengals.
I had the Bengals.
Okay. I mean, it was our most watched content.
you're
was
right.
on the
I
Bengals.
was-
See, he goes, no.
I can't remember
no,
what I said
yeah.
at the beginning, but I was I had the Bengals winning every single game. In the
So-
AFC.
I mean, he correctly predicted the score of which game did you correctly predict the score
The
of?
Bengals Chiefs game.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
So, as someone who obviously knows the 2021 Bengals a lot, do you know what their odds were to start the season to win the Super Bowl?
I guess 850.
No.
To start last season.
Plus 4,000.
Oh, the start of last season of 15,000.
Yeah, it was plus 15,000.
What the hell?
Do you know what the 2022 Jets odds were before the season?
What's 15?
15,
Plus
15,000 was literally as low as it goes.
Plus 15,000. Last year they played each other, the Jets and the Bengals. Who won last year?
The Bengals.
the Jets.
That was the Mike White game.
the Jets.
Oh, that was the Mike White.
Jets and Bengals
Jets.
played this year. Who won?
The Bengals.
The Bengals. What years was Joe Burrow in last year?
Second.
What year is Zach Wilson in?
Second.
Second.
What week did the Bengals have a bye last year?
I'm assuming it was week
Same
10.
week as the Jets.
Week 10, just week 10.
Is the next question going to be doing numerology on biblical text? Because I feel like that's where this is going.
He's got me fired up. Jets Super Bowl. Jets Super Bowl.
I'm just saying.
Jets Vikings.
Jets Vikings matchup. Where is it?
Did you, Ziggy, did you see Andrew's message yesterday when we were talking about the game, the Vikings and their win over Buffalo? And Andrew just goes, "This is about to be a special Super Bowl."
Yep. But listen, I'm being serious about odds. Even if I wasn't, the Jets are plus 3,000, not to win the Super Bowl, to win the AFC. Those are some.
I don't think they're going to win the AFC.
But plus 3,000, that's like you would say that's a team who's like 3-7 now. 3,000.
You would need to get the AFC East. You would need to get the AFC East.
Hey,
Okay,
that's why I'm saying
got a
this.
counterpoint for you that's exactly as well reasoned.
Okay.
Well, on the 6th day in the Bible, the serpent was created, and the serpent is an evil, corrupting force. 6 is also related to 666, and it's the taunt of the Trinity. There's also 6 names for Adam: Adam, Ish, Enosh, Gervar, Anthropos, and Anar. So if you look at this, what you can see is that the Jets are cursed because they have precisely 6 wins. They also have 3 losses. Now, 3 days and 3 nights were spent by Jonah inside the stomach of the fish. 3 years was the period of Jesus's early ministry. There were 3 Jewish traditions of 3 big feasts, and there were 3 important happenings on the 3rd day in Hosea. So, with all this in mind, we can see that the Jets' wins are curses and their losses are blessed. So we know that the Jets won't win the Super Bowl.
A counterpoint.
This is exactly as credible as what you just said.
The fact there's a counter is unreal.
I don't even know what he's going to say.
I'm just going to say, thank God Robert Saleh is a Muslim, because he doesn't. That's not him, baby. That's not this Jets team.
You don't think Muslim? You don't know anything about Islam, dude.
I don't know anything about Islam.
I gave you a bunch of old. Jesus
I don't know anything about Islam, but
I
I know there's a reading out of the Quran.
Jesus is the most quoted.
Isn't it the Quran? Isn't that their holy text?
Do you hear what he said?
The Quran is an addition to the Old Testament and certain biblical texts.
Well, you find me some 666 in that, and then I'll believe it.
Andrew, be careful. Wait, you don't want to go down this rabbit hole.
I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying that. Listen.
No. I mean, you don't want to go down this rabbit hole.
Ziggy will probably put you on your back.
I mean, Muslims.
Did you hear anything you just said? I mean, you could go for days here.
I don't know how he so quickly did that.
No, that's insane.
I am familiar with biblical numerology.
That's a gift. It really is a gift.
Well, I would like some Quranian numerology, and then I'll believe it for the Jets.
Oh, by the way, Nova had a nice tempo win today against Delaware State.
They won by 10?
1 by 10, yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go! See that right there? See that right there?
That's the worst team in the Big East.
See what you did right there? That's a sign of a loser.
They're the worst team in the Big East.
You don't high five over 10-point wins.
They lost.
They should be running suicides.
They lost by 26. They lost by 26.
Look, I'll high five the win, and then you can
Also,
run
how many
suicide.
teams do you get, Mr. Notre Dame, over here?
What do you mean? My brother went to Villanova.
I've always asked him
They're
why.
on the wall.
I've always asked him why.
Okay.
Like, why do you care?
My brother went there. I support my brother. Villanova is on the wall. I'm a Villanova basketball.
I have a
fan.
couple teams
I drove to New Orleans. I drove 19 hours.
I could have like 45 teams myself then.
I have 3 college basketball teams.
Want to hear mine?
Let me guess. TCNJ.
Well, they don't count. I played them.
FDU. Good. That's what
that's justifiable.
That's my favorite.
If he says the Hurricanes.
Oh, Miami.
Miami's my number 1.
Well, Miami's a shitty program.
Over FDU.
We're 2-0. Well, Miami has sent me a care package from the athletic department.
Miami's very nice.
I've bought into Miami.
Miami,
I'm going to the game Saturday.
FDU,
Miami's fun.
Seton Hall.
My number 1 it goes Miami, Seton Hall.
Fairleigh Dickinson.
Well, I will root for Rutgers, but I don't really care. And then 3rd is Richmond, because Neil Quinn's on the team, and he's Highlands alum.
See, I'm sorry to Neil. I hope FDU's.
Even though they just lost to Charleston tonight by 25, but it's okay.
It's okay. So yeah, the moral of the story here: bet Tua to win MVP. The Jets, maybe are on a little bit of a prophesized run, although apparently not, according to Ziggy.
Thursday we might need to talk some football.
Do you know by the? Oh yeah, maybe. Do you know
World Cup?
The Jets, like the Bengals
real
as well.
Football.
The most heavily bet on team to win the Super Bowl last year was the Bengals.
This year was the Jets.
I think I can't remember what the criteria was, but it was like
this
the
year
biggest.
it was the
Jets. Which is remember we were talking about. We were saying what idiots are betting on the Jets.
I should have done it.
They were like what
The
they
sharpest
plus
bet.
1,500.
The sharpest bet.
$100 win 15 grand.
Should have done it.
Well,
Yeah.
if
We
you
all
have a
should've done it.
cash out option on your Jets Super Bowl bet, take it.
No, I think you take it once they get in the playoffs. Like, they'll make the playoffs.
Hey, your boy's 7-7.
They have 82% chance of odds to make the playoffs.
I think you let it ride. I think you let it ride the whole way if you had made the bet.
Oh, I would. I was just bet. I mean, I wouldn't actually bet against them. But if you were smart and like had no affiliation with the team, just bet against them every round.
If you were smart, then you can hedge.
You automatically win like
There it
$5,000 if you correctly do it every round.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it there. The Week 10 reaction show, the Paul Farrington Show. Again, please like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna have some good reels from this one. Taylor Swift versus Katy Perry.
It's no brainer.
That's right.
It's a no brainer to me.
We have Andrew and Ziggy's debate, which got way over my head. A lot of fun. Zach, thanks for coming along for the ride. And
by the way, just let them know before
time.
we sign off, if Mississippi State, if that guy who has a scholarship to go to school for free and aspirations to play in the NFL, if he catches a wide open pass in the end zone, they cover.
Yep.
See you next time.
The worst job I've ever seen, I think. The worst job I've ever seen.